Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Annie Z with What If Naruto was neglected and abused and turned insane and had reality whooping. So let's get started. We start off with a 5-year-old Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto had just been kicked out of his house, told to go and spend time outside and leave his parents alone while they train his siblings, the child of prophecies. Naruto knew why. It was the prophecy. You see, a few days ago, Naruto's father's sensei, Jiraiya, along with Tsunade, who was his mother sensei, came and said that they had something very important to tell the family. So the whole family came and listened in. Naruto knew it wasn't anything good. You see, from a young age, since Naruto could make any sort of coherent thoughts, he knew he wasn't treated the same as his brother Menma or his sister Mito. While his parents loved and adored Menma and Mito, they despised Naruto with every single fiber of their body. Naruto had never had an easy life. It was not just being ignored. No, he was fully abused by his parents. They would call him a demon and claim that he murdered their Naruto. But he is Naruto, isn't he? At least he thinks he is Naruto. Unless he's some sort of imposter. But no, he'll believe that he's Naruto because that's all he has in his life, his identity. He was called the Nine Tails, nothing else. And Naruto had no choice but to sleep in an attic with no bed where the nails were undone. So every time Naruto tried to sleep, he had like spikes jab into his body. It was painful. After that, he was expected to wake up early in the morning and clean all of the house without there being even a speck of dust, without waking them up, and also before Kushina wakes up. Naruto does manage to clean the house, but then he gets beaten because Menma, Mito, or sometimes even Kushina and Minato would mess up the house, and they claimed that he lied to get away from doing their chores. They would then proceed to bash his face in, stomp on him, kick him. Basically anything that hurts that you can name has been done to him. After that, they would eat dinner, or breakfast in this case, and then give him the leftovers. It was barely enough to sustain him. He was frail and weak. After that is where the hell began, and that's where we are now. Naruto running, getting his daily leg day in, and running from the mob. Kill the demon, Naruto heard one say. Avenge the fallen, Naruto heard another say. Finish what Lord Third started. Avenge the real Lord Naruto, not this demon that wears his skin. The last comment made Naruto confused. He was Naruto, but he couldn't stop and think about it, and he ran for several more hours as several more comments were said. Eventually, Naruto would see Shinobi who would smile at him, and Naruto knew it was over. It was time for his daily beating, not just from his family, but now from the villagers. They would then appear in front of Naruto, kicking him in the stomach, as Naruto go flying into a wall, as Naruto never had chakra unlocked because Minato never allowed him to have it unlocked, while these shinobis and even some of the civilians had the chakra unlocked, as when he crashes into the wall, the civilians would have finally caught up. So, you think you could trick us, demon, one would say. Naruto recognized that person. She was a woman on the council that would visit the house regularly. She was Mebeki Horano. Mr. Horano, why are you doing this? Naruto would ask, only to be responded with by a punch to the face from the grown woman. That's right, this grown woman had punched a child in the face. Don't say my beautiful name, and don't act smart, fox. You know what you did. You stepped on our families, shot these evil purple energy beams at us, she says, kicking him before turning back to the crowd. What are you all waiting for? Christmas? Be this evil incarnate to death, Horano would say, as the villagers started smiling, and they would walk up to him as they would proceed to break all his bones in the body. But that's not all. After that, the shinobi would take their turn, burning him then with jutsus, cooling him down with water, using him as target practice, testing wind techniques, cutting him, and finally crushing his legs over and over with earth. Eventually his saving grace would come, the red chakra. But today, Naruto would learn what a true shinobi world was. As he laid there, a man would come up saying that he liked it fresh and how he liked them young, as the minutes that would follow would traumatize little Naruto for the rest of his existence and maybe even beyond. After the man was done, Naruto felt lifeless, like he's been violated. Not a look that a kid should have. Suddenly, anger would envelop him as an aura that looked like paint, exactly like in the thumbnail, would surround Naruto. The aura had different colors. Each color looked like paint, and the colors of the paint would be everything that was visible in the area. Naruto felt rage like never before. Unknown to Naruto, his small body was pulling in so much of Kurama's chakra that was sealed inside of him that his mind was starting to be affected. He felt his mind twist and turn into something dark and evil. As his emotion changed to something dark and twisted, he gained fox ears and his eyes turned into those with red fox slits in them. The man that had traumatized Naruto could only gain a look of fear on his face as Naruto smiled devilishly at the man. The man tried to run but couldn't, as with a mere thought, a giant Iron Maiden torture device appeared out of nowhere in the sky, catching everybody's attention. Meanwhile, with Minato and Krishna back in the Naruto Uzumaki estate, the two watched as the children sparred with each other. It's so good that the demon is out. Finally, his taint isn't on our presence. Isn't that right, Minato-kun? The hypocritical Krishna Uzumaki said. Yeah, I want to kill him so badly. The village needs the Kekkei Genkai to keep balance. That's the only reason he's here. But other than that, that demon is nothing but a tool to be used by us. Nothing but a tool to take out the hatred of the villages, be beaten to death over and over again. Minato said, as when suddenly a dog mask Ambu appeared. Kakashi, what's going on? Minato asked, sensing his worried demeanor. Sensei, Kakashi says, catching Minato's attention at how urgent it was. Something's happening outside. It appeared out of nowhere. What? Minato yells, getting everybody's attention as they ran out to see a giant tall, upright cabinet with spikes or sharp objects on the inside appear out of nowhere. Minato used stage mode to sense what it was and only felt Naruto's chalk on it. It's the demon brat's doing. Quick, we need to stop whatever he's doing. Minato yelled, rushing towards Naruto's location using stage mode to locate him with the Krishna, Kakashi and the twins and any of the other shinobis that heard this following. With Naruto, you will all pay for what you've done to me, Naruto says, as with a mere thought, the paint style aura swirled and every single villager and shinobi who had ever tortured him appeared. That was more than half of the village that appeared in front of him. You all think you could hurt me? I'll make you all pay. I'll hurt you all back, Naruto says, his eyes flashing red, scaring everyone. The demon. We should have killed him while we had the chance. It's back. He's the one doing this. Naruto smiled as he heard them feel fear. He enjoyed the fear. It felt good to him. He wasn't a masochist or anything, but feeling the fear, it made him feel good. I'm gonna enjoy making you suffer, Naruto says. Demon, Naruto heard a familiar yell. Stop this now, I demand you, the man said, as Naruto turned around to see Minato, Krishna, Kakashi, and even his siblings, along with the clan heads, civilian heads, and the elders rushing towards him. Oh, so you have arrived for the show, father, mother. It's time I show you what happens when you mess with your betters, Naruto says. You dirty demon, stop what you're doing now, Krishna yells as she sent her chakra chains at Naruto, only for Naruto to look at them as they turned the same color as his paint aura and they were absorbed into Naruto. Unknown to Krishna, Naruto thought about stealing and absorbing those chakra chains that she had, making them his and only his. And thanks to his Kekkei Genkai, which is now going to be called Reality Release, it happened. Krishna tried to use her chains, but they wouldn't come out. What have you done? Where are my chains? Menma and Uzumaki, Krishna yelled, only to be ignored. Now then, it's time for half of you to die, Naruto says. As he saw, by this time, the entire village had gathered. Well, the rest of the village had gathered to witness the event. Naruto made a spectacle of this to make sure that the village and everybody knew to never ever mess with someone like him who was their betters ever again. Naruto, with a mere thought, made them all float into the Iron Maiden. No, help us! Hokage-sama, help us! My baby, my wife! Was what was heard as Naruto sent the half of the villagers that had been tortured and hurting him into the Iron Maiden. Naruto felt Minato was about to throw a kunai and teleport to him with a Rasengan, but with a mere thought, Naruto had Minato appear where Might Guy was instead of where the kunai was, as Minato slammed his Rasengan with a shout Rasengan into Guy's head, killing him once and for all. What have I done? Minato says as he watched Guy's dead body lay there. Before he and anybody could react, they were put out there stupider by the screams, the half that was sent to the Iron Maiden, as the Iron Maiden doors closed and they were stabbed and screwed everywhere. Blood poured out as the Iron Maiden opened its doors and the bodies fell out. The dead bodies of the villagers who fucked with Naruto were dead. As with the mere thought, Naruto made their blood turn into rain and target them as the blood poured on the children and the babies of the village. Well, not any of the important ones, I might add. And they turned into spikes, killing them. Well, what is this? That the boy is controlling reality. That's impossible, was what Naruto heard as he laughed. This is what happens, mongrels. When you mess with me, you lower life forms, Naruto says. You damn demon. Naruto heard Minato say as Minato rushed at Naruto and appeared somewhere else, far away from where the kunai he had thrown. How are you doing this? My Hiroshin doesn't work like that. It should teleport me to the Hiroshin. How are you sending me somewhere else? Minato yelled. That's the funny thing, my dear father. I don't know. It's like whatever I want to happen just happens. But anyways, I'm gonna leave this trash hole now. I'll be back soon. I want you to fear me and to know that no matter what you do, you will never be able to beat me. You will never be able to stop me. And I will return to kill you one day. Because I want you to feel the pain, the loss of people thanks to your actions, and the fear that came with fearing someone, like how I did when I feared your evil shinobi and you. For just existing, for protecting your dirty village from the Nine-Tails, you will all know pain. Oh, and by the way, Naruto says, but he didn't reply as Naruto teleported away. Suddenly, all of the clan shinobis fell to the floor. The Uchihas and Hyugas clutched their eyes as they felt them change. The Hyugas turned blind while the Uchihas had normal eyes. Any of them that had the Sharingan activated, well, it turned back to normal. The Uzumaki, apart from Naruto, felt their high chakra reserves turn into low genin. The other clan members felt different too. What's going on? Why am I blind? Why can't I see 360 degrees or chakra anymore? Why can't I turn on my Sharingan? Mother, I can't feel my link to Akamaru or the Izunuka clan, was what was heard. That boy, he stole our Kekkei Genkais. Oh, he took them. Somehow, Danzo yelled in fury as he felt his Hashirama cell's arm turn into nothing and his Shishui Sharingan turned into, well, just like turned into nothing. In this universe, Danzo had only killed Shisui and was going to make a move on the Uchiha clan, but, well, Minato stopped him. What? Minato yelled. It's true, the clan head said, especially Krishna. I can't feel our clan specific powers. Ambu! Minato yelled as Ambu appeared. Find the demon. I want him here alive. We need to make that beast restore our powers. In the meantime, put the village on lockdown. Kill anybody who tries to leave. We can't let any of the other nations find out that we've lost our legendary bloodlines, or else there'll be a war, and it won't be as easy to win as the last few. Naruto yelled, enraged. A few years later, Naruto was now a grown 18-year-old. He had used his powers to remove all memories of the violation that the man had done to him, but made it so he still hated the man and any of the effects the man had, so he restored everything that the man had did to him that was bad. He even restored any damages done to him by the villagers. He had also found out what his power is, and that was reality warping, or as he called it, reality release. That's right, he could make his thoughts into reality. It was superior to even the fabled yin-yang release of the Sage of Six Path of Legend, which was said to have used the ability to create the 9 Bijus, one of which that Naruto housed in his guts. Right now, Naruto was in the Mist Village with his wife, Maitsurumi, who was also 18-year-old. Realistically, she should have been 30, but thanks to his reality warping, that wasn't the case. After all, reality is Naruto's playground, so whatever he says goes, and Naruto said that his wife will be the same age as him, so that is what happened. She's the same age as him. As for how they met, well, it was simple. Flashback. A 16-year-old Naruto walked. He had gotten done saving 2 different fellow Jinchurikis, Yugito and Fu, from different Akatsuki duos. That was when he heard some pathetic loser masochist cosplayer called Pain was going to be going after the Six Tails, one of his fellow Jinchurikis, and was the leader of this evil group called the Akatsuki. Of course, Kakuzu, the man who Naruto saved Fu from, didn't tell Naruto, but Naruto made it so he did. With a single thought, he made Kakuzu, against his will, spill all the beans. After all, reality is Naruto's playground, and what Naruto wants, Naruto gets. After all that, Naruto had made his way to Yutaka's location, which was in the Water Country, a place drowned in war, where people like Naruto will be hunted for the mere reason of having a bloodline. Naruto scoffed at being hunted down. Everything in this world was a toy to him. This world This reality was his playground, and the people in it were animals, just toys made to serve the purpose of entertaining him. He arrived just before Pain was about to land the finishing blow on Utataka, and with a mere thought created an unbreakable barrier between Pain and Utataka. "You," Pain yelled. "Me, you lowly mortal," Naruto said with a smile. "You have been a thorn in the Akatsuki's plan, thinking you are God, treating me like a mortal. Can you not see my eyes? I am a god. I am the second sage of 6 paths," Pain yelled as Naruto laughed. "You, a god? That's a good joke. You're nothing more than a plaything in my playground. You dare say that to me? I know reports said that you were insane, but to consider reality a playground, you must really be delusional," Pain said as Naruto stopped laughing. "Delusional? Me? How about I show you I'm not delusional," Naruto said as with a mere thought, Naruto erased the fabled Rinnegan from existence, like how he erased all of Leaf's precious bloodlines. As the orange-haired body in front of him fell flat, Yahiko's body was now just that, Yaku's body, not a host for Pain. As Naruto turned back to his fellow Jinchuriki. "Are you okay?" Naruto asked. "Yeah," Utataka said. "That's good. Out of all of my playthings, Jinchuriki are one of the ones that I like the most," Naruto says as Utataka was about to say anything, but they were then interrupted. "Look, there she is," Naruto heard clearly thanks to his fox ears, as Naruto was curious and teleported to see what they were talking about, only to see his heart beat faster as he saw one of the most beautiful women in the world. She wore a blue dress, fishnets, and had red hair. "So, my Terumi, leader of the rebels and those demons, you are a double demon and we have found you. You have 2 bloodlines, which makes you a double freak, a double demon. Now, we will kill you. But before that, perhaps it'll be a waste to just let you die without having fun. After all, even if you're a demon, your body should be able to serve a really good purpose for us holy blessed humans who will purge you of the world. Perhaps by entertaining us, you will get to go to heaven, you dirty demon. But don't hope too much, because after all, you are a demon. Maybe we should do it in front of your comrades, your demon comrades, those dirty bloodlines users. Maybe then they'll lose hope and die," Naruto heard the leader say. Naruto hearing this got angrier and angrier. As Naruto thought of them calling this woman he felt something for, unknown to him, a demon, pissed him off because he was reminded to his life back in the Leaf Village where he was called a demon. Suddenly, with a mere thought, the water nearby rose from a lake and gained an angry face as it started stomping its way to the loyalists. As Naruto jumped down, "Hold that man who said he wanted to force himself on this beautiful woman," Naruto ordered as the water monster held the shinobi with a mere thought of what Naruto had thought. As then with a mere thought, Naruto turned the water monster into an Iron Maiden torture device as the man was stabbed and screwed everywhere as he begged for mercy, but he never got it. "But what was that?" Mai asked, blushing. As she was breathing heavily, she was heavily turned on by the display. "That was my Kekkei Genkai reality release," Naruto said. "Wait a minute, the reality release? You mean to say you're the new shinobi, reality lord from the Bingo books? That's said to have the strongest bloodline to ever exist, even stronger than the Sage of 6 Paths himself. The ability to do anything with the mere thought. That's you?" Mai asked. "Yeah, that's me," Naruto says, enjoying that he was being complimented by this beautiful woman. "You even have a new rank just to categorize your power, Z rank. While an S rank shinobi, people like the 4th and 3rd are S rank, SS rank, Madara Uchiha are SSS rank. You are said to have powers so far beyond Madara and Hashirama that would be an insult to put you in the same tier as them, so they created a Z rank," Mai said. "Yeah, that's me," Naruto says. As Mai was speechless, she didn't know what to do. On one hand, he was a kind person that had saved her and shown her respect, something no man had ever shown her, and the fact that he was gorgeous and the way he killed those mans, she would lie if she said it didn't make her wet. "Please help us. Yagra, our Mizukage has gone insane, killing all bloodline users like me, calling us demons, calling it the Great Mist Purge, where he will purge the demons from the mist. And he won't stop there. After he kills all the bloodline users in the mist, he will have uncontested control over the mist and use his power to, well, kill all people like us all over the world," Mai said. "Fine," Naruto said, surprised he was willing to help her, but she was too beautiful to deny, especially when she made that face of hope. Naruto couldn't help but think of the fact that he found someone worthy of him, worthy of being called his equal. Maybe not in terms of power, but of terms of beauty, yes. Really? You will? Mai said happily. Of course. I can't have him do that. Plus, if he does, the entire world will suffer, and there will be no entertainment because bloodline users are one of my favorite entertainments in this world. Naruto thought to himself. You're so selfless, Naruto heard Mai say. A few days later, Naruto alongside Mai had made their way to the main part of the Mist Village. Naruto had killed a lot of loyalists on the way. He had taken their abilities, their bloodlines, and given them to Mai. The two had hit it off. Naruto had learned, like him, she had it rough. She had been called a demon by the villagers that hated her because of Viagra. How her bloodline was also a lava and steam release, and how anyone with bloodlines in the mist after Viagra turned mad was seen as demonic entities, the spawn of Satan, and needed to be purged. She, on the other hand, had it worse than most people, as she had 2 bloodlines, and how her family was murdered. She was the only one who managed to escape that night. Eventually they made it, and with a mere thought, Naruto had the loyalists kill each other as if they were animals, as he made his way to Yagura, the Mizukage, and the Three-Tail host. Hey Mai, want to become the Three-Tails host? Naruto asked. Yes, why not? She says. Good, because with a mere thought, Yagura fell to his knee as the Three-Tails was transferred to Mai. Wow, that's a strange feeling, Mai said. So this is how it feels to be Jinchuriki, to have limit chakra. Yeah, now let's make you the Mizukage, Naruto says. As a few weeks later, Mai was the Mizukage, and Naruto had even brought back the dead clans and bloodline users Yagura had killed in his purge, and he had also joined Mai's village, not wanting to leave her. Flashback end. After that, Naruto and Mai had started dating. Mai was worried about being too old for him, but with a mere thought, he made her biologically the same age as him, while keeping her power level and intelligence the same as her older self. Now Naruto was preparing. He was going to take revenge on the Leaf Village, like he had promised those years ago. Since he found out Mai was pregnant and he couldn't have any loose ends, so he had to tie them before his child was born. So Naruto-kun, you're going to finally go and take revenge out on those monsters. Are you sure? You don't need me and the Ambu forces? Mai said, her breast bouncing. Don't worry, Mai. I don't want you or the baby to be hurt or to get caught up in any of this. Naruto says, well, if you're sure, Mai said, pouting. Don't worry, my love. I'll be back, and I will bring the world into an era of peace, so little Naruto Jr. wouldn't have to suffer. Naruto says, we're not calling him that, Mai said. But why? To be named after a god would be an honor, Naruto says, as Mai has looked at him. You still haven't gone over your god complex, have you? Mai asked. Well, no, reality is my playground. You're just better than most of these people from reality, because you're my wife, Naruto says. As Naruto said his goodbyes and teleported away, Naruto now appeared at the Leaf Village, and with a mere thought, a stage was made, as every single citizen of the Leaf Village was teleported in front of Naruto and bound like animals. Hello, Konoha. It's been a while, hasn't it? Naruto said mockingly. Let us go, a civilian yelled. Shut up, you worthless animal, Naruto says, as a piece of tape appeared on the civilian's mouth, shutting him up, not allowing him to speak unless Naruto allows it to. Actually, that's kind of shit, Naruto says, as Naruto with the mere thought changed the tape, removed it, and made their lips get a zip, and then it get locked and the key get thrown away. You don't speak unless I tell you to, Naruto says. You won't get away with this, a Leaf Shinobi says. Oh, I think I might have missed one, but I think I'll let you speak, cause, well, it'll be fun to hear your screams, Naruto says. Oh, shut up, you worthless animal. How dare you speak up against your superiors, Minato says, as Naruto smirked so devilishly at Minato that Minato felt fear for the first time. You demon, you won't win against us, the mighty Leaf Village, Minato says. Oh, you mean the village that is known for having the strongest bloodlines but don't have them anymore? Or you mean a village that can't even protect and be good to its own Jinchuriki? Yeah, such a strong village, Naruto says. But enough, I've come here today for one reason and one reason alone. Revenge, Naruto says. Suddenly, with a mere thought, the sun gained an angry face and fired beams of solar flares that magically got through the magnetic field in concentrated beams and burnt all of them to death. Arrgh! Screams were heard. How was that burning pain of the solar flare. That was just only a taste of my revenge, Naruto says. Not yet. You do not have my permission to die yet. You haven't suffered anywhere near enough. Naruto says that with a mere thought, they were brought back to a living, still burning but not dying. Ah! Every one of them screamed. That's more like it. Now scream for me, Naruto says. You won't get away with this, you dirty demon. You dirty fox. We will stop you, Minato said. Minato, it hurts, Krishna says, her eyes showing that she was scared and in pain. It was unbearable. She could barely speak from being burnt. My mother, you look like you need to be cooled off, Naruto says, as suddenly water came down and froze her, making her unable to speak. The same thing happened to Minato and the others. After that, with a mere thought, the ice shattered, turning them to tiny pieces. Not yet. The pain you have caused me for the first few years of my life, my rage is not sated yet. I want to torture you much longer than that. Naruto says, I can't have you dying right now, he added on, as with a mere thought, they were all put together and made to be alive. What the hell is going on? How are you able to do this? Yeah, you're insane. You can't be doing this. Nobody can, Shinobi yelled. It's because, you lonely mortal. Reality is my playground. Whatever I say happens, and you all being part of reality makes you my playthings, my toys. I could do whatever I please with you, Naruto said. Now then, shall we continue? Naruto asked. But before we continue, I want to show you this. Naruto says, as suddenly the sun came closer to the earth and got brighter as it burnt the people, but only people of the Leaf Village, as Naruto made it that way. Ah! The people of the Leaf Village screamed. Yes, let me hear those screams, Naruto says, laughing. But enough, let's get back to the real fun. Now where were we? Oh yeah, that's right, the torture. I haven't gotten over what you did to me as a child, not by a long shot. I'll make you suffer the pain that I suffered all those years ago, and I know the perfect way, Naruto says, as with a mere thought, several million Kuramas appeared. Remember the Fox Hunt game you played on my birthday, where you would all chase my child self around, trying to kill me painfully? Well, let's play a different version. Let's play the human hunt. Your goal, dear villagers, are to run from these Ninetales I created. We only have one goal, to find and slowly eat you, because I'm bored now. And after your time has come, after the QB here eats you, I made it so you get teleported straight to hell, where you belong. Oh yeah, and this isn't hide and seek, so no matter how you hide, well, Kurama could always sense where you're going. So, have fun. Your time is over in this living world, Naruto says, as with a snap of his finger, the time began. Your time begins now. Run, Naruto says, as all the shinobis and civilians started running for their lives. But no matter where they hid or tried to hide, the foxes found them. Naruto was so happy hearing the sounds of their screams, like it was a melody to his ears. That's right, scream for me, Naruto yelled, laughing. The screams would last hours until the only three people that remained were Minato, Krishna, Menma, Mito, Hinata, Sasuke, Sakura, Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, Neji, Tenten, Lee, Kiba, Sai, Shino, Danzo, Koharu, Homura, Jiraiya, and Tsunade, aka the people who hurt him the most. Oh ho ho, look who we have. There's still some stragglers left. How sad, I thought you all were eaten already, Naruto says. Please, no more, please, let us go. We'll do anything, Lord Naruto, Danzo begged. Lord Naruto, huh? I like the sound of that. Yeah, yes, we'll do anything you want. Just don't hurt us, Koharu begged, like a whore. Okay, but I'm going to forgive you, but I have a few conditions. Of course, anything you want, anything, Umaru said. Good, Naruto says. My conditions are, you will die, Naruto says, as the Ninetales appeared, pouncing on them, as Naruto made it so they can't move. Ah, they all yelled in pain. Oh, the pain, the pain. This is what you made me feel all those years ago, and this is what I'm returning to you 100-fold, Naruto yelled. Sasaki, please spare us, Krishna begged as her leg was bitten off. Please, have mercy. I'll do anything. I'll let you bang my tits, Tsunade asked. Begged. Mercy, you never showed me mercy. I never had a single day without being hurt and abused by you, my own mother, and you, my own grandmother, would punch me and beat me to death. If it not for me being nice, well, mostly bored, I would have made the pain you feel right now so much more excruciating. I can, Naruto says, as he Would a mere thought he dialed the pain receptors to receive 1 billion times the pain that you receive, as they all started screaming even louder. Help, please stop. So now he tried to say, but her head was bitten off. This is the least you could do after all the shit you put me through, Naruto yelled. We're sorry, Minato screamed out in pain. We shouldn't have hurt you, Krishna begged. Please, you're our brother. We love you, brother, Menma and Mito yelled. Love me? Don't make me laugh. You two are the biggest lies. I've saw the real you. I have the power to see if someone's true to themselves. And, whoa, your true self isn't pretty, Naruto yelled. But enough, finish them, my foxes, Naruto says, as the Naitos bit off the limbs and slowly ate them to death, as they were all sent to hell, along with the rest of the villagers and shinobis. Was the last thing that was heard, as they were finally sent for hell for the rest of eternity, as Naruto then teleported home to Mist Village. Naruto-kun, that was so sexy, Mai said, as she watched the events from a screen, as did the other Kages. Naruto-kun, as you planned, the entire world has agreed on peace. After all, nobody wants 1,000 Nine-Tails ravaging their villages and you torturing them, Mai says, kissing him. But guys, that's all for today and this movie. So I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to hit that like button, comment down below your ideas and subscribe. Peace.